set up this mission so I can test the Doppler navigation system. Alright, let's get on course here. Hope I don't switch off the generators on accident. And there go all my landmarks. Getting close to the water. Okay, Mixed Reality Pilot Charlie Whiskey's Mi-8 with you on the ground on some French town, Montfleur, something like that. This is a video I've been wanting to do for quite a while to get into Mi-8, which has this awesome large cockpit. So it's a whole new camera setup. Took some time to figure that out. So I set up this mission so I can test the Doppler navigation system. We've got low visibility, high winds. High winds will make the waves larger. Visibility will give me some challenge to use the navigation system. So that's why I'm sitting in the right seat. The right seat only is the pilot navigator, and it has this Doppler navigation system. From an operational point of view, it's kind of like a VOR or TACAN. You input the course, and then it tells you how far to the left or right of it you are, while the distance counts down, the DME. How this differs from a VOR is those only work against fixed points on the ground, fixed stations. This I can kind of set my own virtual station anywhere on the map I want and then tune into that. So I put a target in the middle of the English Channel, a tiny little boat I'm going to try to hit. With visibility this low, if my drift gets more than 2 kilometers, I won't be able to see it. Got to make sure I stay pretty much on course. The left seat over there where you're sitting, that's the pilot commander seat. That doesn't have the Doppler navigation, but it does have this cool hover gauge that tells you, if you're up in the sky and there's no reference points around you, it'll tell you whether you're hovering or drifting left or right, forward, backward, that kind of stuff. We've also got the gun sight over there, but we won't need that for this flight. In the middle, there's a flight engineer seat, but he's not coming with us today. So I guess I'm going to just dial in that target out in the channel into the Doppler navigation system and see if we can hit it. I think the map angle I need is 318, so I'll go dial in 318. A little too far, 16, 17. Okay, 318. If I put the distance as a negative, then it'll count down to 0 as I'm flying towards it. I'll put 34 and see how close I am. Remember to set the heading bug this time. 3, 10, 20, 18, something like that. 318 for 34. Okay, I had it right. So, and then remember to turn the system on. Enabled. Okay. So Doppler navigation is running. I've set the heading bug. I think I'm ready to go. So I'm not the best Mi-8 pilot in good conditions, and these are bad conditions. So wish me luck. All right, made it over the roof. That was my first challenge. And it's true, you can actually hit the trees in Normandy. I tested that out, so you don't have to. All right, let's get on course here. That was just a quick little sightseeing circuit of the town, but okay, looks like I'm heading right on course now. Something's really blowing me to the side. Oh, let's see. I can turn on the fan and the wipers. Maybe that'll stop the water from blowing into the cabin on me. Okay, so how are we doing so far? Drifted off just a little, and distance is starting to count down. So far, so good. But we just left. Two started to say something, then got cut off, so hope he's okay. Yeah, I don't know how to turn the mirrors on. They don't seem to be on by default in the Mi-8. And I don't know where the mirror power switch is. Joking, I know there's no such thing. Ah, so there's those angry waves I wanted to see. See a shadow. I don't know if that's mine or two. Is that me or two? No, there's me, and there's two shadow. Okay, cool. Drift is not too bad, under 1 kilometer. So remember, I'm trying to stay under 2 kilometers, or I'll fly right by my target without being able to see it due to visibility. Poor visibility. Drift's still all right. It looks like my heading's a little off, but I know wind's going to be blowing me around, so I'm not expecting the heading to be dead on. Okay, I just trimmed it up. Can go hands-free, but not going to. Drift angle still holding. It's getting up to 1. See what happens if I take it more to the right, like my heading bug says. See if that improves the drift or makes it worse. 26 miles and counting down. Looks like, yeah, drift is getting worse when I go straight on the bug, so I'll aim a bit to the left of my set course on the HSI. Yeah, it's getting up to 2 now, so if I correct to the left, my drift should go back to 0. So something that happens to me a lot whenever I try to fly the Mi-8 is if you overwork the engine too much, usually in my case by pulling up on the collective too hard, climbing too fast, the rotor RPMs will drop, which causes the electrical generators to shut off. So it's very easy to get myself in a situation where I no longer have electrical power. And since I'm about to go out over the English Channel in very bad conditions, I don't want to lose electrical power. You can just turn the generator back on, but I don't want to be looking behind me and trying to flip switches while I'm flying the aircraft. So instead, I'll just try to fly pretty conservatively and hope I don't switch off the generators on accident. Keep the rotor RPM up. Okay, drift is coming back down to 0. Oh, yeah, because I'm way off the heading now. And drift is at 0, so I'm going to come back a little more on course, about halfway. Let's say, what is that? 3:15, we'll say. And I got to be real sure I'm above these trees. Otherwise, the sortie ends in a hurry. Oh, there we go. Drift is perfect zeroed out. So the goal is to be at a zero drift angle right as I'm at 0 miles from the target. Right now I'm at 17 miles. "17 miles to go and we're not over the channel yet." Loosen my death grip a bit. And there's the channel, right on the other side of this hill. I think I've drifted the other way, so I'm gonna course correct back to the left. And there go all my landmarks. Not that I know the territory enough anyway. I could see how this would be terrifying in real life. Heading out to sea in low visibility. Looks like we're about 11.5 kilometers. I hope I wasn't saying miles before. It says kilometers right there. Nine kilometers to go. Drift angle is pretty much zeroing out right now. So I have high confidence I'm going to hit the target. Okay, drift angle is climbing again. I think I probably overcorrected. 7 kilometers, I'm going to come back to the right. Looking for that 3:15 heading, I think. Getting close to the water. Too close. Yeah, that is terrifying. Here's my shadow, and then 2 is right by me. Drift angle looks like it's getting worse. 5 kilometers. So I'm gonna center it on my needle, on my heading bug. See if that improves drift angle. Yeah, it's improving. 4 kilometers. So if I keep an eye out, my target should materialize in front of me anytime now. Drift angle is dropping 1. Seems like the closer I get, the more dead-on heading I can hold. Three kilometers. You see anything out there? Drift is still dropping, so I think I'm looking good. 2 kilometers. Anytime now. I see it. Dark mass coming out of the fog. Just an itty-bitty boat. Okay. My second waypoint is going to be an airfield, but in order, I can't really change the Doppler navigation tuning while I'm flying, so I think I'm going to land on this carrier. Gonna have to. Trying to slow down. Okay, well, I sure slowed. No, I'm accelerating too much. All right, awesome. So, the ship's really bobbing around a lot. Okay, I need to get my coordinates for the next stop so I can put it into the Doppler navigation system. 13, 214, 215 for 39, or 49. I think it was 49. Okay. Drift angle. Get that zeroed out. And it's on. Heading 215. Set my heading bug to 15, 20, 30, 40. Right there. Okay. I think I'm ready for the next leg of this trip. Here we go. Is 2 still with us? I don't see any shadows. Well, I see my shadow. I see a carrier shadow. Oh, he landed. Awesome. Oh, no, he's still flying. Hey, 2, I left. Time to come back up. Okay, there he goes. Careful too. All right. Gonna reset the trim. Watch for me to bob. Oh, okay, nothing. That's good. Okay, heading the way I think we're supposed to be. Distance is dropping, drift angles climbing. So this is going to be a longer leg over the water. Drift angle's growing. 3 is as high as it's been this whole trip, so I'm going to correct to the left side of my heading bug. So I guess that's a high wind blowing me to the east if I have to look so much west to get back on course. Huh, I don't know who Uzi 1 is. Okay, we're under 10 kilometers out now. Ooh, look at that. I see land approaching. Whew, big sigh of relief. Be a lot less tense when we're over dry land. Or not that anything's dry today. So happy to see a beach. Seven kilometers, and drift is under 1 kilometer, so that's pretty good. So keep your eyes peeled for an airfield. Should be about 5 kilometers away now. Ooh, more helicopters, so that's how I know I'm close. Maybe I'll just steer in for those guys. Wouldn't think it's a day for a lot of helicopter flying. And there it is. Home safe. Flying backwards. Woo-hoo. Those are my tire skid marks. Just try to taxi off the runway so 2 can land here. Just hitting the fuel shutoff valves. If I let go of the rudders and the cyclic, the helicopter will try to turn, so just trying to shut it off. We'll hit the brake. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so I accomplished what I wanted to. Really been looking forward to get into the Mi-8. This helicopter is capable of a lot more than I've done with it today. There's weapons delivery, troop transport, there's sling loading. So should be plenty more to do with this if I study more. What are you talking about? Okay, I think next week I'm back in the F5 continuing BFM campaign against MiG-21s. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
For channel updates, press like, check. Press subscribe, check.
That water is so terrifying.